Fear is universal. It does not discriminate. It does not care about your age, your wealth, your talent, or your strength. Every single human being on this planet feels fear. The strongest warrior feels it before battle. The most gifted performer feels it before stepping on stage. The boldest leader feels it before making a decision that could change everything. Fear is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of life. To feel fear means you are alive, standing in front of something bigger than yourself. The mistake people make is believing they are alone in their fear. They think courage means having no fear at all. They think the great ones, the champions, the legends, were somehow fearless. That is a lie. The truth is, the great ones felt fear just like everyone else, but they responded differently. Where most people let fear paralyze them, the greats let fear prepare them. They understood that fear is universal, but so is the opportunity to rise above it. Fear whispers in everyone's ear. It says, you can't. It says, what if you fail? It says, stay safe, stay comfortable, stay small. And most people listen. They shrink back. They choose the comfort of the known over the challenge of the unknown. They mistake the presence of fear for a stop sign, when in reality, it is a green light telling them to go forward. The greatest shift you can make in life is realizing that fear is not unique to you. That pounding heart, that tight chest, those shaking hands, they're not proof that you're weak. They're proof that you're human. And once you accept that everyone feels fear, the question changes. It's no longer, why do I feel afraid? The real question becomes, what will I do with my fear? Some people let fear chain them to the ground. They never chase their dreams because they don't want to risk failure. They never speak up because they don't want to be judged. They never try because they don't want to fall. And in the end, their fear doesn't protect them, it buries them. But others use fear as fuel. They understand that fear is energy, and energy can be redirected. The same adrenaline that can freeze you in place can also propel you forward. The same fear that makes your knees shake can also make your focus razor sharp. The same fear that threatens to stop you can become the very thing that drives you. Fear is universal. But courage is optional. Everyone gets the feeling, but not everyone makes the choice. That's the secret. The bravest people you've ever admired didn't walk into life fearless. They walked in terrified but determined. They walked in with fear at their back and courage in their heart. And they discovered that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. So stop waiting for fear to disappear before you act. It never will. Stop comparing yourself to people who look fearless, because they're not. Fear is in all of us. The difference is what we do with it. The great ones embrace it, learn from it, and use it as proof that they are standing on the edge of something powerful. Fear is universal. You cannot escape it, but you can face it. You can stand tall in its presence. You can let it sharpen you instead of weaken you. And when you do, you'll realize something powerful. Fear isn't a curse, it's a gift that belongs to all of us, and a gift that, if you use it right, can make you unstoppable. Fear is fuel, not a chain. Too many people treat fear like shackles that lock their hands and feet, keeping them from moving forward. They think fear means stop. Fear means weakness. Fear means danger. But the truth is, fear carries energy, raw, untamed energy. And what you do with that energy determines whether it destroys you or drives you. When fear shows up, your heart races, your palms sweat, your breathing quickens. Most people think these are signs to turn back. But look closer. That's your body giving you power. That's adrenaline flooding your system. That's your mind sharpening, your senses heightening, your focus narrowing. Fear is not trying to stop you. It's trying to prepare you. It's your body saying, this matters. This is your moment. Rise to it. The difference between those who are chained by fear and those who are fueled by it is perspective. One person feels their heart pounding and says, I can't handle this. Another person feels the same heartbeat and says, I'm ready. The sensation is the same. The meaning is different. Fear doesn't define you. Your response does. Think about it. The greatest breakthroughs in history didn't come from comfort. They came from people standing face to face with fear and refusing to back down. Every invention, every fight, every dream realized was born in fear's shadow. The fear of failure, the fear of loss, the fear of the unknown. It was all there. But instead of letting that fear chain them, They used it like rocket fuel. They took the pressure and turned it into power. Chains hold you still. Fuel pushes you forward. Fear can do either. If you let it, it will keep you locked in place, repeating the same safe routines, living a life of half measures. But if you choose to see it differently, fear becomes your engine. It gives you urgency. It gives you drive. It gives you the fire to act boldly when others hesitate. Let me tell you something, fear never leaves. Even the greatest, the strongest, the most confident still feel it. The secret is they've learned to ride it. They've trained themselves to harness its energy instead of letting it crush them. That's what separates those who stay stuck from those who break through. The chains or the fuel, it's always your choice. Fear is also a truth teller. It shows you what matters most. You don't fear what doesn't matter. You don't fear the things that don't touch your soul. You only fear the things connected to your destiny. That's why fear burns so hot before the moments that can change your life. That's not a reason to quit. That's the signal that you're standing at the door of greatness. Fear is not the lock. It's the key. So when fear comes, don't fight it. Don't run from it. Don't curse it. Channel it. Take its energy and redirect it into focus, into power, into action. Let fear make you sharper, faster, stronger. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're fighting for something worth it, that you're standing in the arena while others are still hiding in the crowd. Fear is fuel, not a chain. And if you use it right, it will not hold you back. It will launch you forward. Courage exists because of fear. Without fear, there is no such thing as bravery. Think about it. If a man walks into a situation with nothing to lose, no risk, no doubt, no danger, then what he does might look strong, but it isn't courage. Courage is born in the presence of fear. It only shows itself when fear is real, loud, and pressing against your chest like a heavyweight. Fear is the test. Courage is the answer. You don't get one without the other. People look at the bold and think they're fearless. That's a lie. The truth is they feel the same trembling hands, the same pounding heart, the same voice in the back of their head whispering, what if you fail? What if you fall? What if you lose everything? But instead of bowing to that voice, they rise above it. That choice, that defiance, that's courage. Courage doesn't silence fear. It walks with it. Imagine standing in the ring. The lights are blinding. The crowd is roaring. And across from you stands someone who trained just as hard, someone who wants to knock you out cold. Fear creeps in. Fear tells you about the pain, the exhaustion, the humiliation waiting if you lose. And yet, you step forward. You keep your gloves up. You don't run. That's courage. Not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Fear is like a shadow. It follows you everywhere. You can't cut it off. You can't outrun it. But courage is the light that allows you to walk even while the shadow stretches long behind you. Every time you take a step, despite the fear, you prove something to yourself. You prove you're bigger than the doubt, stronger than the risk, tougher than the pain. Let's make this real. Think about the people who dream but never move. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until the fear disappears. That day never comes. They die waiting. Now look at the ones who rise. They move forward even when their stomach twists and their knees shake. They don't wait for fear to vanish. They act while fear screams in their ears. That's why they succeed. They understand courage is not a clean road. It's messy, it's terrifying, it's full of stumbles. But each time you act, each time you push forward, despite fear, your courage grows. Here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. It's your opportunity. Every ounce of fear you feel is proof that you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. Fear means you're alive. You're reaching. You're daring to stand at the edge of your limits. Without it, you'd never grow. Without it, you'd stay in the shallow waters. Fear is the storm that proves your ship is strong enough to sail. So never confuse courage with fearlessness. Fearlessness is a myth. Courage is real. Courage says, yes, I'm scared. Yes, this could break me, but I will move anyway. And that movement, that step forward, that fight against the trembling voice inside, that's what makes legends. That's what builds greatness. Remember this, the presence of fear does not mean you're weak. It means you're human. The act of courage is what makes you extraordinary. Fear makes the stage. Courage writes the story. Fear sets the challenge. Courage delivers the victory. One cannot exist without the other. Courage exists because of fear. So don't curse your fear. Thank it. It's the only reason you'll ever discover how brave you truly are. Fear reveals your limits. It's like a mirror that shows you exactly where the edge of your comfort zone ends. Most people don't like to look at that mirror. They'd rather turn away, stay safe, and convince themselves they're fine where they are. But here's the truth. Fear is not there to paralyze you. It's there to show you the line between who you are and who you could become. When fear rises, it points a finger and says, this is where you stop believing in yourself. This is where you doubt. This is where you feel small. And that's powerful, because once you can see that line, you have a choice. You can step back or you can step forward. Stepping back keeps you the same. Stepping forward transforms you. Think about when you're about to face something you've never done before. Maybe it's speaking in front of a crowd, starting a business, chasing a dream, stepping into the ring. That fear you feel is not random. It's your mind showing you exactly where your limits are. The fear is the boundary, the wall, the edge. If you stay behind it, you'll always remain who you are now. If you step past it, you expand, you grow, you become more. Fear is like a compass. It points directly to the places where you need to grow. You don't fear the easy things, the things you've already mastered. You don't fear walking or brushing your teeth. You fear what's new, what's bigger, what's uncertain. That's the signal. The greater the fear, the greater the potential on the other side of it. Here's the danger. Many people mistake fear as a stop sign. They hit that wall and think, this is the end of the road. But the great ones, they see fear as a doorway. They understand that the very thing they're afraid of is the key to unlocking the next level of their strength. The fear of failure, that's a sign you're aiming high enough. The fear of pain, that's proof you're chasing something worth the struggle. The fear of judgment, that's evidence you're daring to stand apart from the crowd. Fear reveals your limits, but limits are not permanent. Limits are not destiny. Limits are just the edge of your current self. If you never meet them, you'll never grow beyond them. But if you push through, if you dare to move past what frightens you, you tear down that wall. And suddenly, what was once impossible becomes normal. Yesterday's fear becomes today's confidence. Imagine training your body. The moment you start to feel pain, your muscles are reaching their limits. But if you keep pushing, if you breathe through it, if you fight for one more rep, those muscles grow. Fear works the same way. It hurts because you've reached a boundary. But if you fight through, your courage grows, your strength multiplies, your capacity expands. Fear is a teacher, but only if you're willing to learn. It teaches you where you need to go, what you need to face, who you need to become. It doesn't lie. If you fear it, it matters. And if it matters, it's worth pursuing. So don't run from the places where fear shows up. Lean into them. Look at them. Step toward them. Because fear is not showing you where to quit. It's showing you where to begin. It's not marking the end of your path. It's highlighting the start of your next level. Fear reveals your limits. And the moment you choose to push past those limits, you stop being ordinary. You start becoming unstoppable. Facing fear builds strength. Every time you stare fear in the eye and refuse to bow down, you add another layer of armor to your spirit. You see, strength isn't built in comfort. Strength doesn't grow when life is easy. Strength is forged in the fire of fear, in those moments when your heart races and your mind screams, turn back, it's too much. That's the exact moment where power is born. Think about it like training. When you lift weights, the resistance is what makes you grow. Without the weight, your muscles stay the same. Without the pressure, there's no progress. Fear works the same way. It is the resistance of the mind and the spirit. Every time you face it, you get stronger. Every time you refuse to let it control you, you become tougher, sharper, more unshakable. People who avoid fear stay weak. They stay small. They think safety is strength, but safety is comfort disguised as a prison. The ones who grow are the ones who step into fear, take the punches. They know the sting, but they also know the reward resilience. Because once you've faced fear and survived, You realize it doesn't have the power to break you. That realization alone makes you stronger than 100 days of comfort ever could. Facing fear is not just about winning battles, it's about rewiring your mind. Each time you confront it, you send a message to yourself, I can handle this, I am bigger than this, I am not fragile, I am fierce. And that message doesn't disappear after one moment. It sticks, it builds, it creates a foundation of confidence that no one can shake. Strength built from facing fear is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. The body can only carry you so far. It's the mind that decides whether you push one more step or give up. And fear loves to whisper lies to the mind, you can't do it. You're not ready, you're too weak. But every time you face fear, you prove those lies wrong. You take away fear's voice and you replace it with your own. That's strength. Here's what most people miss. Fear is temporary, but strength is permanent. Fear shows up in a moment, and if you back away, it fades, but so does your chance to grow. When you face it, the fear still fades, but in its place, strength remains. That strength becomes part of you forever. It's like building a wall, brick by brick. Each time you face fear, you add another brick. At first, it's small. But after enough battles, after enough confrontations, that wall becomes unbreakable. Nothing can knock it down. That's the kind of strength that carries you through storms, failures, losses, and setbacks. That's the kind of strength that doesn't just survive life. It dominates it. Don't get it twisted. Facing fear doesn't mean you won't feel it. You'll still shake. You'll still doubt. You'll still sweat. But the act of moving forward anyway is where the magic lies. That's the muscle you're training. That's the strength you're building. So when fear knocks on your door, don't hide, open it. Step through it. Face it head on. Because every time you do, you're building something inside you that no one can take away. Fear tries to weaken you, but if you use it right, it becomes the very thing that makes you powerful. Facing fear builds strength. And the stronger you get, the less fear can touch you, the less doubt can stop you, the less the world can break you. That's how warriors are made. That's how legends are born. Fear is the hidden key to greatness. Most people think greatness is about talent, luck, or some secret advantage only a few are born with. But the real secret, the one nobody wants to admit, is that greatness lies on the other side of fear. Fear is the lock, and courage is the hand that turns the key. Without fear, you never find out how high you can climb, how strong you can fight, or how much you can endure. Every time fear rises, it's not there to stop you. It's there to test you. It's the guardian at the door of your destiny. Fear doesn't stand in front of small dreams. Fear doesn't block ordinary goals. Fear only shows up when you're about to step into something bigger, something that has the power to change you, shape you, and elevate you. That's why fear feels so heavy. It's because the prize on the other side is that great. Greatness is not built in safety. It is built in the moments when you look fear in the face and move anyway. The greatest champions, the boldest leaders, the strongest spirits, they didn't get there because fear skipped them. They got there because they took fear and turned it into fire. They walked through the storm everyone else ran from. They used fear as proof that they were standing in front of something that mattered. Fear is not a wall, it's a doorway. But only the brave step through it. The ones who stay behind, clinging to comfort, never taste greatness. They live safe, they live small, they live ordinary. But the ones who push through the trembling, the doubt, the voice inside that says, you can't do it, those are the ones who unlock greatness. Think about this. Fear sharpens you. It raises your awareness, heightens your senses, and focuses your mind. Fear gives you energy, urgency, and power. It's like nature's way of preparing you for the battle ahead. If you ignore that gift, if you see fear only as an enemy, you waste it. But if you learn to channel it, if you let it fuel you instead of freeze you, it carries you to levels you never thought possible. Greatness demands sacrifice. It demands stepping into pain, into uncertainty, into the unknown. And fear is always the first step on that road. That's why most people never make it. They see fear and turn around. But the truth is, if you're not afraid, your dream is too small. If you're not trembling, you're not aiming high enough. Fear is the signpost that says, this is it. This is the path that will make you more than you are. So when fear shows up, don't curse it. Don't hide from it. Respect it. Thank it, because fear is proof that you're standing at the gate of greatness. And the key to unlock it is already in your hand. The decision to step forward, to move, to act, even while your knees shake and your heart pounds. The greatest lives ever lived were built by people who refused to let fear dictate their future. They didn't kill the fear, they carried it with them and walked anyway. That is greatness. Not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Fear is the hidden key to greatness. And the moment you realize that, the moment you embrace it instead of resisting it, you unlock a power within yourself that no one and nothing can take away.